Hello everyone, welcome to Believers IAS Academy. In this video, we'll actually look at what are the important organization, the international groupings which are in news and which in turn becomes important for our upcoming prelims UPSC 2021. So that is how the organization becomes a very important category, and there was some questions about G20 groupings, who are the countries associated with that. So like that, many questions are important, many questions are coming up in the previous papers also. So that is why the category organization in news becomes very much important for us. So this could be categorized under our UPSC syllabus in GS2, international relations and organizations and their mandate. So this is the subtopic associated with the organization in our syllabus GS2. That is why organization in news becomes important for us. So make a short note on them, try to revise the current countries, the members associated with that, or what are the new upcoming groupings associated with that. So this is how you make a current affairs revision notes to remember for longer times. So let us have a look which are the topic, which is the important topic for discussion. So, first topic for the discussion goes about G7 Foreign Ministers Summit was held recently. So, the G7 Foreign Ministers meeting was held ahead of G7 Leaders Summit. There was a summit by G7 Foreign Ministers were held. So, this is the news snippet for us. So, let us see what is this G7 Summit is about. So, G7 takes place at Barbies Bay in Cornwall in UK. It is the first in-person G7 leaders summit in almost 2 years due to COVID-19 pandemic. As there were all virtual meets happening, but this becomes very unique and a first time in-person G7 leaders summit in almost of 2 years. From 2 years, the summit has taken place now. So that is why the aim of this year's G7 summit. So the aim of any summit which happens is important for us. So it helps the world to fight and then build it better from coronavirus. It is to create a greener and more prosperous future also. So it is to make the world better, curbing the effects of COVID-19 and create a greener and a more prosperous future. So this becomes a main aim of G7 summit. Even now, the second wave, which is hurting everybody so badly, where international aids, foreign aids, and international summits like this help us to grow more and curb the effects or the repercussions of the COVID-19 pandemic. So the guest countries associated with the summit are India, Australia, South Korea invited to participate in the proceedings of the guest countries and the further countries associated that. So these were the guest countries and how they are trying to curb the COVID-19 in their respective countries. So this was the summit held. Now, what is this group of seven? What is G7? This is important for us now. The UPSC examination, they might simply ask who are the members associated with G7 and what are the present happening. Let us see what is the mandate of G7. So G7 is an intergovernmental organization. It is an intergovernmental organization formed in 1975. It was formed in 1975. It's a way back long. So the bloc meets annually to discuss the issues of common interest like global economic governance. Yes, see, as there are so much of percussions, so much of effects impact on the economical development of a country. That could be India, South Korea, every country which is badly hit by pandemic. So they would help in the global economic governance, the sufficient funds required for the governance. Everything is discussed in this annual meets. Then international security, as I've told you, then energy policies and topics related to health, governance, and then how to handle the pandemic is all discussed in such meetings. Then, countries associated, the member countries, keep it in mind. G7 consists of US, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Canada, and Japan. These are the 7 countries associated with that. I'll reiterate once again: US, America, Europe, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Canada, and Japan. So you can make a mnemonic out of it. I'll try to make a mnemonic now itself. CJ. So you can UUFGICJ. ICJ you can take it as International Criminal Justice or like that. So you can actually, you can remember this as an environmental convention, UNFCCC or anything like that. So but in a simpler note, you can remember that UUFGICJ could be the mnemonics associated with the countries of G7. So the origin, G7 formerly referred to as G8 until Russia was suspended when the illegal annexing of Crimea happened in 2014. Russia was pulled out of G8 summit. So that is why it became G7, a group of 7. And this is not an official and a formal entity. It is not an official or a formal entity. Therefore, no legislative or authoritative power to enforce or recommend policies, plans it compiles. So it is not a legally binding institution for that matter, but it eases the works of the organization, helps the other countries to work better and grow more. That is the main importance. Global economic governance is improved. Recommendations by this G7 has really helped developing countries like India, Australia to grow more. This was a complete detail about what is group of 7. So yes, I guess this is everything about G7. So let us go to our second topic, very important: Global Electric Vehicles Outlook 2020. Electric Vehicles Outlook 2020. Keep it in mind. Some Outlook reports which is coming in news may be reflected in your prelims. So this is released by IEA. What is this IEA and what are the mandates associated with that? We'll discuss now. So, International Energy Agency, what is IEA? International Energy Agency has released a report titled Global Electric Vehicle Report 2020. So, this is the report associated with that. Okay, keep it in mind. IEA released a report known as Global Electric Vehicle Outlook Report. So basically, by seeing the name itself, we will come to a conclusion that it is telling about the electric vehicles. So, Global Electric Vehicles, GEVO. See, here you got a mnemonic here, GEVO. GEVO is an annual report published. So everything, both the summits or the report which we had discussed in this video or annual reports published by IEA. The report looks at least EV trends. What are the present trends regarding the electric vehicles? Apart from that, it also looks at on the drivers for road transport sector electrification around the world. So it also see what are the drivers, what it actually takes to implement electric vehicles and transport electrifications around the world, how electrification processes are happening around the world. So all this important details, all these 3 points are kept in mind and the report is released by IEA. And what are the key findings? What does this report founded? So more than 30%, this is related to India. So we'll make 2 categories in this report. One, the Outlook 2020 related to India, and the world pinnings, how world is equipped with the electrification. So more than 30% of new vehicles sale in India will be electric by 2030. A very good news about it. This is actually very good news and a sustainable development oriented with India. So 30% of new vehicle sales will be electrified by 2030. What is the number it is giving? 2030. So EVs deployment in India will mainly be achieved through electrification of two, three wheelers. So 2, 3 wheelers is the feasible. 4 wheelers could also be done, but 30% increase mainly directly proportional to 2 to 3 wheelers is the feasible items presently. So the report mentions that electric two three-wheeler sales will reach a sales share almost 50% by 2030. So when compared to overall, it is 30%. But when compared to two-wheelers and the three-wheelers, it is a 50% increase in the sales would be seen until 2030. Then, however, the lack of government spending under the FAME2 scheme has delayed EV development in India. So this is a reason. So you can actually put it in your examples for sustainable development. What is that? Government spending under FAME2 has led to the decline in the deployment in India for the electrification of vehicles. Then, further, EV deployment was also delayed due to pressure on the domestic makers to focus on BS6 innovations instead of EVs. Yes, this BS6 is also a very important element in the FAME2 schemes, and the benchmarks which they have set to or set for the makers, the domestic makers, are also pressurizing our domestic vendors to increase the quality about CCs or the engines which they are designing for the future vehicles. So that is why all these things has led for the decline, a slight decline in the improvement of electric vehicles. So, but 30% and 50% is a very good numbers which would be expected by 2030. But if the same COVID-19 waves continues, these numbers are doubtful, I guess. So this was key findings related to India. Next, we'll see what are the international findings of Global Electric Outlook 2021 tells about. So firstly, 3 million new electric cars were registered in 2020. So these numbers, if you include in your introduction, would actually give you a very upper hand when compared to others. So this was 41% higher than those registered in 2019. Give the difference here. So the 3 million cars registered in 2020, I've actually seen an ad on Mercedes promoting electric vehicles also. So that is how electric vehicles are increasing, and the importance of electric vehicles should be more promoted than the fuel consumption is what it. And that is why crude oil prices, the demand is also increasing. When we shift to the sustainable development goals, will actually be on a safer side when compared to others. So secondly, the rise in electric car sale in 2020 came even as the worldwide automobile market contracted by 16% due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Yes, the pandemic is actually affecting more. So even though it contracted, sales got raised. Then, thirdly, apart from that, the number of electric cars, buses, vans, and heavy trucks on road is expected to hit 145 million by 2030. So it's not only concerned with the two-wheelers or the three-wheelers, but the heavy-duty vehicles are also coming up on road. That too in a greater number, 145 millions by 2030 is a good news for us. So this report is actually telling about the sustainable development, the improvement, the positivity about the electric vehicles, which is actually happening here. Then, fourthly, the governments improve their efforts to meet international climate goals. Then the number of global electric vehicles will increase to 230 millions by 2030. When these goals are attained by every government, then we would really reach 230 million by 2030 is what estimation is all about. So this was the international findings of global electric vehicles outlook 2020. Then, so this is important for us now. International organization and its mandate. What is the structure of that organization? So International Energy Agency, why it is telling, why this makes the report here, we'll understand. So it was established in 1974 as an autonomous intergovernmental organization under OECD framework. So it was formed under the OECD framework, and the objectives to ensure reliable, affordable, and clean energy for its members countries and beyond. So this is the objective, our main objective of IEA is that it helps us to reliable, affordable, and clean energy for the member countries. Then members, it has 30 members countries and 8 association countries. India became a associate member in 2017, and the secretariat is in Paris, France. So this was a organizational structure of IEA, and the report released by IEA recently is the Global Economic. So that is how International Energy Agency has told about EVs report, how electric vehicles are moving around in the sales, etc. So I guess this was the complete detailed discussion about how electric vehicles plays an important role in achieving our climate goals, and how G7 summits helps us for the greener, prosperous society around us. So all these international organizations are playing a very better role in curbing COVID-19 pandemic as well. So that is how organizations in news will also become important for our climate goals, or for our greener environment, and for our UPSC prelims examination 2021. So I conclude by this. So for further current affairs videos, you can subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel Believers IAS Academy, and you can also follow us on all this social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr. We are available everywhere, and you can avail all the online materials, online courses on believersis.com website, and you can also follow us on Facebook as Believers IS Academy, and you can also call upon this number 9611321616 for further details about the foundational courses, interview guidance, online classes. Real-time online classes are going on in Believers IS, and new batch is up for the admissions. So you can call upon this number and get every details about the admissions, and avail all the online courses provided in the Believers IAS Academy. So I conclude by this, and thank you, and await for more such new videos. Thank you.